Hey there. Let's talk about stress. I mean, it's pretty much a given in today's world, right? But what if it didn't have to run your life? Today, we're going to break down 5 super simple, actually proven habits that can help you get a handle on it and find a little bit of calm. You ready? Let's do this. So, does this look familiar? That feeling of just being overwhelmed all the time? Anxious, your mind racing a million miles an hour with a to do list that just never, ever ends? Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the thing, and it's really good news. You don't have to just live with it. And that's what this is all about. Look, we're not talking about some complicated system or a fancy week-long retreat. Nope. We're focusing on real things you can do in literally just a few minutes a day to find some peace and feel like you're back in the driver's seat. All right, first up, habit number 1 is all about hitting the brakes. Interrupting that stress cycle before it totally spirals out of control. It's about discovering the, honestly, amazing power of just pausing. Okay, so here's the wild part about this. When you get stressed, what's one of the first things that happens? Your breathing gets all short and shallow, right? Well, that actually sends a literal panic signal straight to your brain. It's like a false alarm going off. But, and this is the cool part, you can actually hack that system. You can turn off the alarm simply by taking control of your breath. One of the easiest and most powerful ways to do this is called box breathing. It's super simple to remember. Just picture a box. You breathe in for a count of 4, you hold it for 4, you breathe out for 4, and you hold again for 4. That's it. Doing this just a few times literally flips a switch in your body. It slows your heart rate and tells your nervous system, hey, we're safe, time to chill. It's basically a physiological off switch for stress. Okay, our next habit, it's going to sound a little strange at first, I'll admit, but stick with me because it is a total game changer for taking control of your anxiety instead of letting it control you. We are going to schedule our worries. And that's all it takes, seriously. Just 10, maybe 15 minutes a day. The whole idea is to create a dedicated worry window, and that's the only time you're allowed to really dig in and dwell on your anxieties. So why on earth does this work? Well, think about it like this. Constant worry is like having a bunch of apps running in the background on your phone. It just slowly drains your battery, your mental energy all day long. A worry window, though, it contains it. When a worry pops up outside of that time, you can acknowledge it and say, okay, I see you, but I'll deal with you later during our scheduled meeting. It puts you back in charge. Habit number 3 is all about the physical side of things. You know that jittery, antsy, nervous energy you get when you're stressed out? It gets trapped in our bodies and it has to go somewhere. And the absolute best way to release it? Just get moving. And listen, I'm not telling you to go run a marathon, no way. We're talking about quick wins here. A short walk around the block, 5 minutes of stretching at your desk, or even just putting on your favorite song and dancing around for a few minutes. The whole point is to burn off those stress hormones and release some of those feel-good endorphins. It's about physically untangling that knot of tension. All right, for our 4th habit, let's take a look at our surroundings. It's just really, really hard to feel calm on the inside when your outside world is chaotic. All that visual clutter is constantly fighting for your attention, which just adds to the mental overload. It's a simple truth. A clear space genuinely helps create a clearer mind. But again, we're not talking about deep cleaning your entire house. Forget about that. The magic number here? Just 5. 5 minutes. That is the entire commitment. A 5-minute tidy. This really says it all, doesn't it? Just pick one small surface, your desk, the kitchen counter, and set a timer for 5 minutes. That small sense of accomplishment, of creating order out of chaos, gives you this immediate return of mental peace. You're reducing that external noise, and it just gives you back a little bit of control. And finally, our 5th habit. This one is about getting back to something absolutely fundamental. Let's be real, we were not designed to be indoors, under artificial light, staring at screens all day. Getting back to nature, even in the smallest way, is such a powerful antidote to modern stress. The goal here is to ground yourself using your senses. It's about getting out of your head and back into your body. So don't just step outside, really engage with where you are. Feel the sun on your skin, listen for the sound of birds, look up and just watch the clouds move for a minute. This simple act pulls you right into the present moment, and it's been proven to significantly lower stress hormones. So as we wrap this up, let's be really clear about the goal here. Life is always going to have stress. The point isn't to somehow eliminate it completely, because that's impossible. It's about building your own personal toolkit of simple, effective strategies so that you're equipped to handle it when it shows up. Now, looking at a new list of habits can feel overwhelming all by itself, which is the last thing we want. So please, don't try to do all 5 of these things at once. The most important step you can take is to just start with one. Pick the one that sounded the most appealing or the easiest to you right now. And that brings us to our final thought. You now have 5 new tools for your mental wellness toolkit. But the power isn't in just knowing about them, it's in actually choosing to use them. So, the question I'll leave you with is this. The next time you feel that wave of stress starting to rise, which one of these tools will you use first?